time for Baseball with the Bard.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Baseball with the Bard. It has certainly been a while, 2 freaking weeks. I'm your host, Noah Cross, joined by my best friend, Tyler Bard. Tyler, good to see you again. How you been?
I'm good, Mr. Cross. How are you?
I'm good, sir. You know, we've been
we have a fun little weekend lined up here.
I know it's a lot. It's busy. We're ready to go though. Just a reminder for all of our fans: we are streaming on Facebook, YouTube at Bard and Cross Entertainment, and Twitch at TBard5195. Tyler's been popping off over in the Twitch, so you're missing out if you haven't been checking that out.
It's a lot of fun over there, and remember, y'all can participate in all the conversations. If you join us live on one of those platforms, we see your comment. As long as it's appropriate, we will throw it up on the screen and chat with you. So if you want your opinion heard, this is the place to do it. We had Tony Khan a few weeks ago when you weren't here, Noah. I don't know if you saw that, but when you were out, Tony Khan himself, that's what the name said on YouTube. It was definitely him, was on our show talking about AEW with us on the Cross and Wrestling. I know, right? Crazy.
That's amazing.
Crazy. So that's what you all could be in the presence of. Greatness.
Yes, this is true.
Greatness.
This is valid. Just got notification that TBard5195 is live. So
we should go watch.
Yeah, we should go check him out.
This has been a great show. Thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you next time on Baseball with the Bard.
That's the second time you've done that joke.
I'm sorry. I had to draw it out too because I wasn't ready. I wasn't actually ready to hit the button, so I had to like go. But we're good. We've recovered.
Fair enough. So with that being said, let's dive into all the happenings of the MLB. First, with something that's a bit odd for this year. MLB has a really big injury problem at the moment.
Yeah, it's bad.
According to Steve Adams of the site MLB Trade Rumors, injuries are up 15% when compared to the first month of the 2019 season, which was the last season that we played, a regular full season of.
Right.
With a 22% uptick amongst pitchers themselves, according to Ken Rosenthal. With the start of the 2020 season, and I put season in, quotations there, season, right? It wasn't really the full season. There were injuries. Season. There were a lot of injuries, right? And now there are players who are getting back into the regular strains of the season after an odd one last year, and their bodies are having to adjust yet again. Specifically, there's been a lot of soft tissue injuries, such as hamstrings, quadriceps, oblique injuries, have nearly doubled in frequency in this first month of the season. Yes, Frank, you are making the early bird special episode, so welcome. This first month of the season, Tyler, there's been a 15% uptick in injuries. I mean, this isn't a good thing, obviously.
I have noticed. It's been a shame seeing all these guys go down. This one, I was actually not this one right here, the collision at home plate in the Yankee game. I was at work when I heard that it had happened, and I just was like, "Ooh, I got to keep that home plate collision. I got to watch that." And it looked way worse than it was. But
yes,
that I thought he was going to be done for with this collision. It is definitely interesting, to say the least, to see this amount of injury status coming through.
No, absolutely. Like I said, 15% is a ton, especially with the 22 amongst pitchers. Like, that's really bad. Just joining that list is Dustin May of the Dodgers. He's required to have Tommy John, so he is out for the season. He had a really good start to the season. He had a couple rough outings, but he was really finding his stride, and now Tommy John. And I mean, Tommy John, it seems like there's so many pitchers who are getting Tommy John now.
Constantly.
It's always.
Because they're throwing so hard.
It's true. That's true. But I mean, guys have always thrown hard, but I don't know what the difference is. And maybe they're training. They're not really trained to go the distance anymore. They're really trained for a certain pitch count. Like, that's kind of, I don't know how Paul O'Neill and Michael Kay were talking about it, because they were just talking about how there's so many pitchers who are just getting Tommy John, and it doesn't make sense.
No.
It's just maybe it's just because before it was named Tommy John, we didn't know.
Yeah.
We didn't hear about it, right? But now it has official name and all that good stuff. So
I hear about it all the time now.
Exactly. So MLB has a big injury problem. Hopefully they'll be able to iron out the kinks, because it's just odd. Like,
what's wild? Aaron Judge was not on your list of players this time. Wow. Aaron Judge did not make the segment about injured players. Something's wrong.
Well, we'll talk about Aaron Judge later, but
he made a deal with the devil where he doesn't get injured, but everyone else does.
Yeah, but everyone else does, and he'll strike out every at bat. So, we'll get to that. With that being said, speaking of a man who has had a really, really long and very impressive career, Albert Pujols has been released from the Los Angeles Angels. The hashtag Angels announced today or yesterday that the club has designated Albert Pujols for assignment, saying the Angels organization proudly signed Albert Pujols in 2011 and are honored that he has worn the Angels jersey for nearly half his his Hall of Fame career. I mean, Tyler, I know you have a lot to say about this, so tell me what you're feeling.
Yeah, I do. It's, in my opinion, it's a bit of a shame. But it's come to my understanding that it was more of an agreement between the two parties, that rather than just, launch him into the abyss, they came up with an agreement. What would you like to do? What would you like to do? And they kind of came to the agreement of just sending him quote down, and DFAing him. But I think this is the end of the road for Albert. Oh, I don't know. I think he needs to sign a one-day contract somewhere, and just finish his career that way, because I think it would be an absolute shame to see him go out in the middle of the season, so he can have a farewell tour, or just sign on with someone like St. Louis, where he originally started, and finish his career over there and have a farewell tour with them. But that would, in my opinion, require him to play one more full season. I don't think he can start it halfway through a season. Okay. He can't do the big Poppy move, because everyone wants to pay him. Everyone wants to pay tribute to someone like Albert Pujols.
Yeah.
And there's Big Poppy did it like a month or two into the season. He was like, all right, this is going to be it for me. And then the teams who didn't get to play him again were like, a little upset that they didn't get to give him any recognition. So hopefully he gets the recognition he deserves, if this is indeed the end for Albert Pujols, one of the best players of the last 25 to 30 years.
No, absolutely. And I agree. So this announcement was made Thursday of this week. They're releasing him after 10 years in his contract. Pujols has a career average of .298 with 667 home runs, totaling 2,112 RBIs. So, I mean,
man,
killing it. In 2019, his stats were an average of .244 with 23 home runs, and that was a full season. So not a ton for a guy who can slug. However, the year before the Angels signed that 10-year deal in 2011 was his best season of his career in 2010, where he hit for an average of .312 with 42 dingers and an OPS of over 1,000.
That's insane.
So, they signed him for 10 years, and here he is. He's 41 now. I think it's it. I don't know. I don't see a team picking him up. Tyler texted me yesterday and said, "Oh, the Yankees will sign him."
Like, someone who needs a veteran presence, maybe a younger team. Which, I mean, the Yankees are a younger team.
This is true. Honestly, they had Odor, but he's injured now.
So yeah, we just showed that picture.
Yeah.
Do I need to remind you?
Yeah, no, that was bad.
So that's. I think he would fit in well anywhere he goes. He's a loved guy. He's an incredible presence. He's a guy who's going to have your back. He's someone who you would absolutely want on your team at any moment. He'll fight a guy for you for looking at you the wrong way. So he's just one of those guys who you love to have on the team. And it's sad to see him go, but also I'm happy for him, because I know he's not anywhere near close to being done with Major League Baseball.
Okay. Fair enough. So, there's Mr. Albert Pujols. And if that is it, obviously, Pujols, we have tremendous respect for you. We wish you all the best in your free time. You can come hop on Baseball with the Bard.
Yeah, anytime.
We'd love to talk to you. Frank says maybe the Marlins. I could see it. I mean, why not? The Marlins,
another young team,
have a really, really young squad, and that would be a good draw to their ballpark.
Apparently every old player just goes down to Florida, like everyone from Connecticut. When they're old, they just go down to Florida and live with Frank so he can wash their car. And then that's it. That's all they do down there, is all the old people go down there and they have fun. He's not that old. I'm sorry if this offends anyone. He's 41 years old. So, I mean, Tom Brady did it. Tom Brady went down south to play in warmer weather, so maybe he just needed
and won a Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, he was in Anaheim. It's a bad excuse.
He
It's a bad
wasn't
excuse.
Anaheim. Yeah.
But hey, Florida's the retirement home for legendary players. So
This is all right. There you go. You saved it. You saved
maybe we'll see him there.
Fair enough. With that being said, let's jump.
Sorry, Frank. I'm sorry.
Let's jump over into a team who is not being legendary at the moment, as the Dodgers have fallen into a major slump.
Look at that picture.
Hold on. Do we have the score from last night for the Dodgers? Because I did not.
Oh, I just know it was close at the end, but they were not doing very well. I'll put it that way.
So did they lose?
I think they ended up losing. They were playing Anaheim. If my computer was fast enough.
They lost 9-2. Okay.
Yeah, so they made a comeback in the sixth inning where it was 4-2, and then I guess Anaheim just took back off.
So the Los Angeles Dodgers, after a dazzling series with their foes, the Padres, the Dodgers have fallen short as of late. And that dazzling series we're talking about was a couple weeks ago. Tyler and I watched actually that together with our friend Drew, and we saw the pitching matchup was Yu Darvish versus, I think it was
what a game,
Clayton Kershaw, right? Yeah, it was a guy in the street. Great
Gorgeous
matchup,
game.
Unbelievable game. And then it just kind of fell apart for the Dodgers. They have lost 14 of their last 18 games as of this morning. This is after they've won 13 out of 15 to start the season. So they started off really, really hot, and they have cooled down really, really fast.
They got swept by the Cubs, dude.
Yeah, they got swept by the Cubs. I have there's what was it? There's the sixth graders in the school I work in, and we were talking about baseball and everything else, and they're all laughing. They're like, "Dude, the Dodgers got swept by the Cubs," and they're all laughing hysterically at the fact that the Dodgers got swept. They think it's amazing, and I'm laughing obviously with them.
I mean, it is amazing.
It is amazing. It's hilarious, but
although you do kiss up to the Dodgers a little bit,
I do. Hey, I respect their gameplay, plain and simple.
Yeah,
they still have a great record. They're only a game and a half behind in their division. Of the first place Giants. Throwback. Hell, what is happening?
Wait, it's not an even year. Cut it out.
Yeah, right.
You're not allowed to be good.
And they have a plus 37 run differential, which is the best in the game. So
they're fine.
Well, they're not. Yeah, they're just not winning. You know, their bullpen is having some blunders. Their starting pitching in this game against the Cubs had major blunders. As Clayton Kershaw got knocked out in the first inning.
Yeah, that might be the first or maybe second time in his career that's ever happened.
Yes, absolutely. One of the biggest issues is that Mookie and Corey Seager haven't been producing recently. Betts is 0 for 6 with 3 strikeouts in the loss on Wednesday, and Seager went 1 for 4 with a single strikeout on Wednesday as well. And is sitting on a 250 average. So, I mean, these were the guys that were really producing in the beginning of the season. These are the guys that were getting the wins.
Right.
Mookie Betts is Mookie freaking Betts, right? Let's be honest here.
He's still playing a great outfield, but he ain't hitting the ball.
No, they're just not hitting as much as they usually would. But, Tyler, should we be worried about the Dodgers? And by we, I mean, should the Dodger universe be worried about them?
Okay, thank you. That's a better question. I think they should be fine. I think Dodgers fans can rest easy knowing that they have paid and paved the way for an easy division title. But I think the only people they do have to worry about are those two teams up top with them. If they can worry about the Padres and they can worry about the Giants and focus on beating those two teams, then they should be okay. And everything else will just fall into place. Mm-hmm. They're just every bad team has a slump. Look at the Yankees in 2018. That is the best description I can give about these guys. They hit this could be the slide that hurts them. The Yankees had that 11-game losing streak that just ruined their season. Otherwise, they would have been right up there with the Red Sox and the Astros in the 100 games. Well, you did get 100. I think the last game you hit 100. Red Sox hit 108. Astros hit 105, something like that. Mm-hmm. But imagine if they hadn't done that, they probably would have been the AL East champions. So I don't think the Dodgers have any reason to be worried. They have probably the best team in baseball on paper, behind maybe the Yankees. But we'll see. We'll see. Baseball is a beautiful, beautiful sport where you never know what's going to – I mean, come on. The Rays went to the World Series last year, Noah. You never know what's going to happen in this sport. I mean, I guess I do because I predicted it, but whatever.
You did predict it. All right. So, and I agree with you. I don't think there's much reason to worry about the Dodgers. They obviously have to turn it around in terms of their record because that's what gets you to the postseason.
Of course,
right? Is the record. And I had a great line yesterday, and we'll talk about that later. Speaking of postseason, I can't forget. Let me write that down. Postseason. All right. So anyway, speaking of postseason, this is the team that has a lot of postseason hopes with their ace on the mound, the likes of Jacob deGrom. And this section is simply titled Jacob deGrom ... because there is just so much to say about
fitting
Jacob
picture.
deGrom. He is 2-2 only because he plays for the Mets. Should be 4-0 all day, every day. Like, I don't just stop. Okay. His ERA is 0.51 with 59 strikeouts in 39 innings.
Dear God.
What the hell is he doing? Like, this is just unbelievable. I mean, he was great last year, but he is elite this year. Like, he is.
Isn't he also swinging the bat really well when he plays too?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But we just need to talk about his pitching right now because that is unbelievable.
I mean,
0.51 ERA.
Really upsetting.
In 35 innings with 59 Ks. Goodness, that's unbelievable. And as you said, he's also swinging the bat very well, with an average of 462 with 2 RBIs.
462.
Now, granted, he's had 6 at bats, but you got to think about it. He's a pitcher, so that's a lot.
Great.
Okay?
So he's hit. Well, he's only had 6 at bats. How is it 462?
He just keeps getting hits.
How's that math work? 462 wouldn't fit anywhere in 6 at bats. That math doesn't check out. So he's almost hitting 500.
Keep talking about deGrom. I'm pulling up the exact number of it.
Oh, exact hitting stats. Well, I mean, I think it's an absolute shame that this dude is with the Mets anyways. But the Mets are never going to get rid of him unless he starts being a diva like Chris Sale was on the White Sox. So if he starts pitching a fit and crying about his team's potential, that's probably going to be the only way this guy ever gets out of the gray and blue, and potentially signs with a more suited suitor like the Cardinals or the White Sox or the Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers, someone like that, who actually has a chance of getting this guy some wins in a World Series ring. Because if this guy ends his career without a World Series ring, it is an absolute travesty.
It's all right. It'll be him and Mike Trout, so it'll be fine. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I had to. Correction, 13 at bats. So,
okay.
Which is honestly even more impressive.
That makes even more sense.
He has a 462 average and 13 at bats. That's even more impressive, actually.
How wild, man.
So, yeah, who is this man is the question that I asked. And he's Jacob deGrom, ladies and gentlemen. An absolute elite baseball player, literally helping himself because he realizes that the Mets aren't going to help him.
The ace of the aces. If there was a lineup, a pitching rotation of aces, Jacob deGrom would be my ace. He would probably be number 1 in the lineup. I'd probably have him and Garrett Cole right up at the top of my list.
You imagine that 1-2? Oh,
woo!
I'd be.
Oh my God, that'd be wild.
Absolutely. Speaking of other pitchers,
coming into third. Oh God! Oh, it's exciting stuff. What were you saying?
Other pitchers. I was just saying, speaking of other pitchers that I would toss into that area, there is someone who's being considered the Orioles' new ace.
Yes.
In the likes of John Means, who threw a no-hitter this week. Unbelievable on May 5th. Imagine if it was May the 4th. I mean, how amazing would that have been? The force, we could like the line, like, oh, the force was with this one. John Means throws a no-hitter. Oh, come on. I'd like that.
It would have been an absolute great call.
Winging a line drive. It is caught by the shortstop, Urias. And John Means has done it in Seattle. He has thrown a no-hitter as the Orioles take down the Mariners 6-0.
So John Means, ladies and gentlemen, throws a no-hitter. Very impressive outing there. Fun fact, I had John Means in fantasy, so thank you, John Means. You're the best. And I was playing against my friend Ryan in that one. So that was on the 5th, obviously. He is, let's see. Sorry, I just lost my place. I apologize. Okay, he is 4-0 with an ERA of 1.37 and 50 strikeouts in 46 innings so far in this season of 2021. He is absolutely killing it. On Wednesday, he will retire all 27 batters in a 6-0 performance over the Mariners. He was almost perfect. He did allow a base runner when Sam Haggerty reached on a third strike wild pitch in the third inning. The Orioles then caught Haggerty attempting to steal second base, but the wild pitch nullifies the perfect game bid. So that sucks, but he still threw no-hitter. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was looking great.
Yeah, absolutely. He's still killing it, obviously. Many reports say he is the new ace of the Orioles staff. So, Tyler, I mean, what do you think of John Means? He's been having a great season.
I mean, obviously, the numbers speak for themselves. The guy is having quite the season. The Orioles really, even though they're not above 500 yet, the Yankees are only one game above 500. So the Orioles are just nipping at their ankles, and they are trying, at least, to be a presence in the AL East. And they're one of the only teams with a no-hitter this year. I mean, I say one of the only. It's May. And we have 4 no-hitters, or 5 now, right? Am I?
No, 4.
Is it 4 now?
Yeah.
It was almost 5, but Sean Manaea blew it last night.
Yes. So the 4 would be Carlos Rodon from the White Sox, John Means from the Orioles. The next person we're going to get to, Wade Miley from the Reds, and then Joe Musgrove. There you go, from the Padres.
You got to say it like that because that's how Don Arcillo says his name all the time. But yes, no, he's doing great, and it's exciting to see these no hitters every few weeks. It seems like every other week we have a no hitter, and people just keep coming out and throwing them.
Yes, and speaking of a no hitter by John Means, just last night, a day and a half after John Means threw his, Wade Miley for the Cincinnati Reds throws the second no hitter in 3 days.
Ground ball. Farmer, wizardry from Wade Miley, a no-hitter, and baseball history.
Absolutely killed it. And as I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in 2 fantasy leagues. One against my friend Ryan. I had John Means from the Orioles, who threw a no-hitter for me, got me at 44 points. And then last night, I was playing against the other person on this screen, Tyler Bard, and I had Wade Miley in my lineup, and he threw a no-hitter for me. So let's just listen. I mean, come on. 2 no-hitters in 1 week of fantasy. Come on, folks. Come on.
Noah pays a lot of attention to a fantasy league that we get no money.
Hey, listen. Don't hate the player, hate the game. All right.
I do hate the game. I get in there, so I'm a body. I don't play fantasy.
You know that I'm a reigning, defending fantasy champion, legend, future Hall of Famer. All
That's
right.
it. That's it. He's the guy in the league, and everyone's looking up to him.
Well, which is the only instance where that happens, at least physically.
Because otherwise, we look right down at you, you shorty.
All right. Anyway, Wade Miley had a great line, 1 walk, which is why he had the no-hit bid as opposed to a perfect game. So
brutal.
And then there were 8 strikeouts in his 9-inning performance of absolute dominance, and he was painting late in the game. Tyler and I were actually talking.
That last inning. Oh.
We were, on like a video chat watching the last inning of that game, and Wade Miley he didn't lose it at all. I'm not sure. I think he had plus 115 pitches. By the time the game was said and done, which is honestly that's not terrible, all things considered.
Once you're up over 120, you're hurting. You're definitely hurting.
That's true. I mean, but I look at guys like DeGrom, guys like Cole. Those guys can go 125 every 5 days,
right?
And not even think about it. Not even think about it. So which is good because baseball needs that. But Speaking of things that are needed and elite status pitchers, Elite Status Company, Clovercrest Media has a lot of really awesome things to offer. Check it out.
The Cross'em Wrestling Entertainment Podcast, presented by Clovercrest Media, is what you AEW fans have been looking for. Noah Cross and Tyler Bard give their take on every week's episode of Dynamite. If you are a massive AEW fan, then it is time to join us every Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Stay Cross'em.
Attention all basketball fans. CMG Sports presents the Posting Up Podcast, where Lucas Boldick, Sean Scanlon, and Kings A discuss the latest news and topics throughout the NBA. So, if you have a love for basketball, make sure you check out the Posting Up Podcast, live every Tuesday and Saturday on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Also available for download on every podcast platform. The Giants are running New York like the Times as Danny is dropping all sorts of dimes. Saquon's thighs are ruining defenses' lives and Leonard Williams making opposing QBs feel him. Receivers think it's scary to line up across James Bradbury, and the Giants have a bright future led by Coach Judge, Jury, and Executioner. Tune in to Drawing About the G-Men every Wednesday at 6, live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York. It's off to Leonard. Defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
High fly ball, right field. Grossman back, track, wall, see ya! Into the second deck! A grand slam the other way for Aaron Judge, and the Yankees are pouring it on!
For the latest news throughout the sports world, tune in to Sports Talk with R&J every Wednesday at 1 p.m.
Rocky Hill Accountants offers a unique, low-pressure approach to professional and personal services, which is why they have an excellent client retention rate and are extremely proud of the high-quality services that their firm provides. The executive team at Rocky Hill Accountants has over 35 years of combined experience in income tax preparation, bookkeeping, accounting, and IT crypto tax. They specialize in individual income tax preparation, as well as trusts, estates, and gift tax returns. The tax deadline for individuals is May 17th. If you're one of the 50 million Americans who still hasn't filed, visit RockyHillAccountants.com.
Oh, Ray. This could still be a dub for you, though, if we pull this off, and I'm very high up.
Rando. Fell too.
Rando's out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't see that either. The other dude doesn't have much land left.
Got it.
Oh, there we go.
Dub piece. With a dub to end of the stream.
With
Hell
1
yes.
minute left.
There you go.
1 minute
Good
left
stuff.
in our time, right before the time run.
That
Can I just say,
was a 12-hour stream.
12 hours?
I did a 12-hour stream in celebration of getting 200 followers, which all of you helped me get on Twitch. So we did a 12-hour stream, and I was literally 11:50. Well, 1:50 because I was going from 2 to 2 when I started a new game, and I won that game at 1:59, just in time to end the stream. And what were you gonna say?
I was going to say you were very
What were you gonna
nonchalant, but I just realized you were exhausted. So
I
just thought
2
you were
a.m.
so used to. You're also just so you win like every single stream. So I do know, and not
Yeah,
everyone can be an immaculate victory. You know.
I have another clip for next time, so you guys are going to have to tune in next time. I couldn't get the clip to download for whatever reason, but I had an immaculate win where I lost my damn mind on stream. So I'm going to have to play that next time. So tune in next time for the ad break, and you will see that coming through. But yes, we do also have a new sponsor, Noah. I'm sure you saw the commercial come through. Rocky Hill Accountants, thank you guys so much for sponsoring the Clovercrest Media Network. We appreciate you guys coming on board and love to see the new ads rolling through. CMG is growing. Make sure all of you guys go check out all the product and all of the podcasts and web pages and blogs and vlogs and all sorts of stuff. We got like 3 or 4 new people in our last sports meeting. So it has been a lot of fun growing this network.
100%. Love to see it. And speaking of a team that just keeps on going, I wouldn't say growing, but going. Tyler, want to take it away for your boys, the Boston Red Sox.
Is it that time? Are we already at my boys? Bam! We'll just throw this little gem piece up there. The Red Sox currently taking the lead in the division, going 19-13. But those Tampa Bay Rays are a little bit scary. Could you agree with that, Mr. Cross? I'd agree. They are showing up. We counted them out. We definitely counted them out, thinking they were not going to be much of a problem, but they are showing up, and it is a scary, scary thing. And one of my buddies on Twitch is in the chat saying T-Bart is a Fall Guys god. Y'all can come witness it on Twitch. Just tune in when I go live in the late night hours, and you can witness it. Thank you for coming by and joining us on Twitch. Remember, you can all join the conversation on Twitch as well. So, yeah, the Red Sox are 19-13 and still proving much of MLB wrong. They've slowed down a little bit over the last week, though. They had the Dodgers. Geez, they had the Tigers. Every time I see the D, I think Dodgers when I think about the Detroit Tigers. So they had the Tigers. Only took 1 game from them, and then Texas, same story there. Going back a week, they lost 4-1 against the Rangers on Thursday at the 29th. They would beat the Rangers on Friday, then fall short again on May 1st and 2nd, losing the series 3-1. Excuse me, I thought it was 2-1. Dear God, that was That was worse than I actually thought. They then won 2-3 against the Tigers, and that was nice. They finally took the 2 out of 3 they took against them, so that was nice. But it's a shame to see them lose to 2 teams that they should be handily beating, Noah. I just don't get it, because they play teams that are very good and beat them. But for some reason, they can't beat these little teams. But they've always had problems against guys like the Twins, the Tigers, the Rangers. I mean, we went to a game where they played the Rangers when the Rangers were absolute garbage, and the Red Sox were one of the best teams in the division. And they still lost that game. So I think we already said this once in this show. Baseball is a glorious sport, and you can never count any team out. So they're doing very good. As you guys can see, they're 19-13, a winning percentile of 594. In the last 10 games, they're 6-4. So far, so good for my Sox. The Yankees are still hanging out there, almost in last place, 16-16. So it is something that every Red Sox fan loves to see. Are we all on the same track now? I don't think we are. No, there's a half game in there. So Tampa Bay has played one less game or one more game than everyone else. So
yes,
eventually we will be on track. But thank God for that one more game, because even if they had 19 wins, we'd still be in first. So I don't know about you, Noah. I'm still kind of shocked that the Red Sox are in this position. Are you?
I mean, yes, just considering that we weren't looking at them being in this position whatsoever this season. However, I'm still not hesitant, and I will get to that in a minute. This is where my postseason comment comes in.
Okay, sure. Well, we've got some guys who are producing and maybe not producing, but JD Martinez is one of those guys who has been a big supporter of the Red Sox success. He's sporting an average of, get this, 348 with 10 home runs and an OPS of 1.127.
Sheesh.
He is the JD. If you remember the first episode, we said who needs to step up to make this team turn and work the way it's supposed to. We said JD Martinez, Xander Bogaerts, and Rafael Devers. Well, let me just say, all 3 of those guys are not on my shit list. So they are absolutely producing to the ability that they should be. Bogaerts is a little more quiet than I would like, but he is also one of the guys who has been showing up as of late. When he started the season, it was a little scary, but he has come to his senses. Mr. Bogaerts, here's another one. Another big contribution to the Sox offense. He has an average right now of 356 with 6 home runs and an OPS of 995. Oh, baby. He's hitting all day, every day, 365. You love to see someone with a high batting average like that. That means he's getting at least 1 hit a game for you, for the fans who may be a little more casual and didn't know maybe didn't know how many at bats come in a game. I'm talking to you, Mom. And yeah, he's doing very well. And this is somewhere where we wanted to see Bogaerts. I don't think anyone had a doubt that Bogaerts would be very good. Did I say that the right way? Yeah, I don't think anyone doubted that he would be good. Yes, I did say that right. So it's nice to see that he is living up to the expectation that he is. On the side of pitching, again, could probably use a little love. I think every pitching staff in the MLB needs a little love. The Yankees bullpen has been good. The last few days, not so much, but they're a little tired after having to carry the team on their back for that 5-game winning streak. So I understand, but Matt Barnes is sporting an ERA of 2.12 in 17 innings with 29 strikeouts in relief. Noah, 29 strikeouts in relief. He's halfway to what Jacob deGrom has as a starter. That's nonsense. And his best pitching is when he just throws right at you. So he's one of those pitchers who's not afraid to throw the stuff that he knows is coming. So he's just going to be himself, throw exactly what he's like. Who was it? Cy Young, who would say, "I'm going to tell you what I'm throwing, and you're still not going to hit it." And that's kind of like what Matt Barnes is doing right now. You know exactly what's coming at all times, and he's still going to strike you out or get you out. He has been knocked around a little bit with that ERA up over 2, but he is doing fairly well for a guy out of the bullpen. And of course, we have Eduardo Rodriguez. He has a high ERA right now of 4.1, but still sports, shockingly, a 4-0 record. Apparently, the Sox they just love this guy because the Red Sox like to hit when he pitches in 28 innings with 31 Ks. They are supplying the runs, even though he is giving up just a little bit more run than the rest of our starting staff. It's funny how that works out because that's the same thing with the Mets is they don't score any runs.
He just picks Jacob
deGrom on the mound. That's just but when Jacob deGrom is not on the mound, they hit the hell out of the ball. So it is crazy to see these things happening. The Sox play the second game against the Orioles tonight at 7:05. So that is going to be nice to see. They have the Orioles at 7:05. The Yankees are playing the Nats at 1:05. So it is. I mean, I overall am a little bit shocked with how this is going. I really enjoy the fact that they have absolutely showed up and are playing good baseball and keeping the Yankees in the basement where they belong. And yes, kind of internet boy, this is the channel with the #1 Sox Pert. T-Bard5195. Thank you for stopping by on Twitch, Mr. Kind Internet Boy, and we will see you later on in your stream. If anyone watching has Twitch and does not follow Kind Internet Boy, get on Twitch, go follow him. He is a great streamer as well.
And he just renewed his subscription, by the way.
Did he really? Oh my God. Look at this right here. I can pull it up right there. Kind Internet Boy just subscribed for 5 months in a row. Julian, thank you for subscribing and supporting Baseball with the Bard, the Cross and Wrestling Entertainment Podcast, Clovercrest Media, and my personal Twitch channel. Thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate you coming by. If you guys want to be a part of it, you can use like that emote in the chat right there. You can come through and use all of those emotes. It is a lot of fun over here, and you guys can be a part of it too. Something that's not so fun is how the Yankees season is going. Noah, go ahead.
Hold on. We have to talk about really quickly, if you don't mind. How do we feel about the Sox at this point?
I mean, I feel confident. I feel confident that they are going to keep doing well enough to remain in the picture. I don't. It's unrealistic to say that they are going to beat the Yankees, and we have to play you 14 times.
Yes.
So unrealistic to think that that's something that's going to happen. If it happens, phenomenal. It'll be one of those seasons that nobody saw coming. So, I mean, that was 2004. Joe will argue about that all day, but 2004, the underdogs, if it happens again, it happens again, and I'll have to eat my words about Alex Cora unless he's cheating again, and then we have to talk about that. But I'm excited to see where this goes. Do you think the Red Sox can keep it up?
No.
Why?
I already think they have slowly began their descent, to be completely honest.
Plateaued.
Yeah, in the last couple of weeks, I think they have plateaued. I do think JD will keep hitting. I think the biggest thing is if the pitching can't actually get its act together, like you can't sustain that. Like that's what the Yankees did last year and the year before. They had not a phenomenal starting pitching core. Their bullpen was decent, but everything else just kind of everything else was just there, right? The hitting was there, but the pitching core was just not good. And that's not how you win postseason games, right? We know this. You have to have starting pitching to win postseason games. So in talking about, how their starting rotation is okay, like Erod has an extremely high ERA. When you're facing another team who actually has an elite pitcher like Garrett Cole, that's where that might fall apart. Now after Garrett Cole, who knows? Who knows what? There's a lot of variables there with Kluber, with Tyone. We don't know exactly how they're going to be yet. And we'll talk about the Yankees in a second. But this brings me back to my postseason line. So there is a few students in my school who like to make fun of me because they're Red Sox fans and the Yankees aren't in first place in the division and the Sox are. Yeah. So one of the kids goes, "Oh, hey, Mr. Cross, how's third place treating you?" And I'm just like, yeah, honey. Nice. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you this morning. And then yesterday, one of the kids goes, the Sox are going to be in first place all the way to October. And I look right at him and I go, the only thing the Sox are going to be doing in October is getting up in costumes and going trick-or-treating because they're not going to be in the playoffs. So that was
your ruthless burn to a middle schooler. GG's.
Hey, I literally said to them, like, you guys have to stop making fun of me for the Yankees. Like, it is not my fault, okay? They are ruthless to me. They are ruthless. You know what?
And if you look at me and you, are you surprised? We did the same thing to all of our teachers.
Absolutely, we did. Which is why I think it's hilarious. But the biggest thing is get it out now, Red Sox fans. Get it out now. Because I have a big, bold prediction at the end of the Yankees segment, and we'll get there in a minute. But now, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the New York Yankees. Wait, can you put a different picture up? Because this isn't the picture that should be on the screen when we start this.
Oh, okay. We want something good. Here we go.
There we go. Okay. The Yankees season has finally started. After a horrendous start to the season, the Yankees are 12 for their last 14. It's 12 for the last 15. Definitely a big turnaround. This is after going 5-5 during a very slow start to the season. The Yankee hitting core is still working out a few kinks. Now we could go back to that picture.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just put this guy up here for that.
That's good, actually, too. There you go. Where were we? Aaron Judge is sporting. Well, why did I have no? He's sporting an average of 255 with 7 home runs. So the 7 home runs is a lot, right? But the biggest problem is he's Aaron Judge, and his OPS is 856, which is not terrible. Not terrible. Because again, he hits a lot of home runs. The problem is his strikeout rate is at 29% in the first month of the season. And he has an MLB average, which the MLB average of strikeout rates right now is 22%. So that's much higher than average. Okay, can you let me finish? He went 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts in the Yankees' victory over the Astros on Wednesday. 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts on Wednesday.
Why'd you even show up?
That's the thing. He's falling into that classic Yankee drought of home run or bust. And we've seen it before. We'll see it again. Just last night, he went 0 for 4 with 2 Ks. So he just loves to strike out. And that's the thing. And he loves to strike out on the off-speed pitches low and away. If you throw Aaron Judge a low and away slider, you might as well be playing MLB The Show. Like, they're swinging. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, you literally might as well be playing MLB The Show.
That's messed up. I felt attacked by that.
0 for 5 with 5. Oh, sorry. I know. Tyler loves a swing in that game. Gary Sanchez is another one, which I'm not going to harp too much on this, but he has an average of 175 with 2 home runs and an OPS of 619. And I put Boyaka there for Rey Mysterio, 619. Anyway.
I didn't get that reference till right now. I thought you were celebrating. I'm like, what are you celebrating about this guy? 619.
And others in this list include Aaron Hicks, who has an average of only 202, and Clint Frazier, who He finally hit a couple home runs. He had his first RBI of the season after it took him a month and a few days into the season to get his first RBI, which were 2 solo home runs. But his average is still 151. So that is 4 of the Yankees, the guys who the Yankees would have in their lineup. That's a problem. Like, you're not going to win games if you have that many people not swinging well.
Definitely not.
However, the Yankees' backup catcher, Kyle Higashioka, is doing great. As the backup catcher, as anybody, to be honest, with an OPS of 919 and 4 home runs, Higashioka is actually helping us out here. Thank you so much. Another person is Gio Urshela, who is sporting an average of 287 with 4 home runs and an OPS of 798. So thank you, Gio, for the help. However, this next man that we are going to talk about, oh my gosh, the beast of New York City, Mr. Giancarlo Stanton.
Look at him donning the cap.
Has been dazzling as of late, currently on a 12-game hitting streak. And he has hit 9 home runs so far this season with an batting average of 312, an OPS of 970, and 23 RBIs. He has been clutch. He comes in big moments, and he's delivering. He's not trying to home run or bust. He's actually putting the ball in play. He only has 9 home runs if you look at it, but his average is still 312. He's getting hits. He's fine with going the other way and slapping a single, slapping a double up the line. He's doing what he needs to do when there's runners on base. He's bringing runners in. He's being the true domination of the Yankees, which is good.
Yeah,
he's giving them what they need.
The number 1 offense or offense of the Yankees. He's been absolutely insane. I don't know what to think about him though. He's such a hot and cold player that I don't give him that credit yet. Not yet.
Sure. He's definitely been the biggest contributor. Like if he didn't play on Wednesday, the Yankees lost that game against the Astros. Easy.
All right, that's fair.
Not even a question. They would have lost that game. He's definitely been doing what he needs to do right now for the Yankees, and the Yankees are out. It's great that he's there. He's doing what he was advertised to do, which is fantastic. So obviously, I hope he continues to swing a hot bat. Obviously, I hope he continues to be the absolute beast of the Yankees. And guess where he is hitting now, Tyler?
What, number 4?
Number 2.
What?
Yep. Aaron Boone has taken Aaron Judge out of the number 2 hole, so it now goes DJ LeMahieu and Giancarlo Stanton.
It's a weird order, but okay.
We've been talking about Aaron Boone in his weird orders forever, so this should be no surprise to anybody. Over to the pitching side of it, Garrett Cole, baby, has an ERA of 1.61 with 66 strikeouts in 44 innings, killing it. The Yankees would honestly be lost without him. Plain and simple, I'll say it right now. If we didn't have Garrett Cole, we'd suck.
Yeah,
like, it would be so bad. He has been the only consistent player on this team besides like Stanton, but that's only for the last 12 games. So, Corey Kluber is averaging about a strikeout an inning with an ERA of 3.03, so not terrible. His best start was last Sunday against the Tigers, where he went 8 innings of shutout baseball with 10 strikeouts. And then this man on your screen, Jonathan Loaisiga, has been absolutely great out of the bullpen. No, you're good. There you go. Great out of the bullpen, sporting an ERA of 0.98 with 18 strikeouts in 18 innings. A guy who would honestly he still terrifies me because he throws really hard. He throws like a 98, 99 fastball, but he puts it right there. And it always terrifies me because he just puts it right there. And I remember when the Yankees put him in 2019 and he was pitching against Altuve. And like a bunch of people were tweeting like Loaisiga versus Altuve scares me because Loaisiga loves to throw high fastballs. And what does Altuve like to hit?
High fastballs.
High fastballs. So I was mortified when I saw this happening. Another great Yankees pitcher has been Michael King, who has an ERA of 0 with 9 strikeouts in 11 innings. So very good there. However, the back end of the Yankees bullpen, the big man, Aroldis Chapman, has been absolutely killing it, sporting an ERA of 0 with 26 strikeouts in 11 innings. Absolute wow.
He looks more confident than he has ever looked in his entire career.
Do you know why? And Michael K pointed this out the other night. He's having fun. Like
imagine that.
He cracked a smile.
Weird.
He cracked a smile.
I saw that at the end of the game when he got the save. I saw that.
It was weird.
Mm-hmm. Because he looks so confident.
Mm-hmm. He's chilling.
I love to see it.
He's having fun, and he's throwing harder than he has. He's been hitting like 102 on those fastballs coming in there. So he's been painting. He's been painting.
That's insane.
So, the Yankees are looking much better as of late. If they tighten up the hitting all around and get the rotation sorted out, they're going to be back on top in absolutely no time. And this is where I like to bring in Noah's big, bold prediction. The Yankees will be in first place of the American League East by June.
Ooh.
This month, the tables will turn. They're going to turn on
requires 3 teams to be bad.
They're going to turn on the stove, and the Yankees will be in first place by June. This time in June.
I'll give you second place. I will give you second place.
First place,
and
by
that
June.
the Red Sox will still be holding first by June.
Okay.
I will give you second place. I think the Red Sox have an easier schedule in June. I think we don't play you guys until the end of June. So that might be when the Yankees capitalize, but we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. And, we got 2 good games coming up today. The Red Sox are playing the Orioles at 7:05. Yankees are playing the Nationals at 1:05. And Noah and I will actually be going to the game tomorrow at Yankee Stadium, and we will likely give a live update from the park. So it'll probably, if we can't get StreamYard to work while we're there, we'll probably just go live on our Facebook page. So if you don't follow the Facebook page, just go follow Baseball with the Bard over on Facebook. You can give us a like and a follow. We would greatly appreciate that. And you can see where we're sitting at Yankee Stadium. We have prime seats. We're going to bring a home run ball home for all you guys.
Oh, yes.
We're going to, you know what? Let's call it right now. I am going to catch, is Soto back yet?
Yes, he is.
I'm going to catch a Juan Soto home run ball. That's what I'm bringing onto the show.
He's going to be right there. He's going to be, folks, we have left field seats, row number 1, right behind Juan Soto. So we're going to be in the presence of greatness, is what we're saying.
Oh, I'm so excited. So excited. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be great. We're both vaccinated, so that's why we're going.
We were able to go, both vaccinated, so we are able to get in. We just got to have a picture of our Vax card, and they'll let you right in.
That's right in. So it'll be good. So, folks, baseball is open, as we've been saying. And
it's back.
With that being said, if you love podcasts, make sure you visit clovercrestmedia.com for a wide selection of great shows covering sports, business, relationships, pop culture, politics, and true crime. There are over 28 shows on the hashtag CMG network, and if you don't find one you like, you can start one of your own. We can help you launch your podcast for as little as $15 per month. Clovercrest Media is the website to visit. Make sure you check it out and tell your friends all about it. You can visit clovercrestmedia.com and click on the link for the latest on your favorite CMG sports podcasts, as well as blogs, videos, and latest information. So it certainly has been a long 2 weeks without all of you. We're happy to be back. Baseball is absolutely incredible so far this year. So excited to see where it goes. We'll see you live tomorrow from the Bronx in New York at Yankee Stadium. I'm Noah Cross. That's Tyler Bard. And this was Baseball with the Bard.
Time for Baseball with the Bard.